Welcome back, guys, to another video. Today is Friday. It is the first Friday of May and we have the E90 out. We are getting ready to head to the Poconos. We've got a trunk full of tools. I have a bunch of hand tool sets. I got my jack back there, jack stands and everything, and just a bunch of other goodies, folding chairs and my helmet, air compressor, some drills and whatnot. So I think we're pretty well stocked, and we have a cooler full of drinks and snacks, sandwich, ice, waters, a little bit of DC, of course. Couldn't find my other race equip gloves, so I went out to Harbor Freight and I got some of these like mechanic gloves, but hopefully they're kind of grippy. I think it's this one. These goat skin ones are actually pretty grippy and they're pretty comfortable and they're breathable, so we'll see how these run. They're only like 10 bucks. Pretty much track prepped it as much as we could. We have just the PS4S tires that came on here. I'm gonna see how these do. Never tracked the treadwear this high before. I've always had 200 treadwear tires, but I mean, we got PFC 08 pads, we got the Castrol SRF fluids that we just put in, and some fresh Matul 10W60 oil and a new filter. So I've never driven a DCT car on the track before. It's always been manual cars. My Type R was a 6-speed, my NSX was a 5-speed. And besides that, those are the only two cars that I've driven on track for HPDE. And this is gonna be my first German car, first DCT, and first NA car as well. The NSX was turbo, Type R obviously was turbo, the new ones. We're about 2 hours, 20 minutes to Poconos. It's hosted by this club called 110 Track Club. I think HOD is also gonna be there, running on a different part of the track. Definitely want to see how this car performs today, and we'll see what we need to do to enhance it for the next track day. Guys, this is the most beautiful day for a spring track day. It was supposed to rain all week starting today, and look at that, those skies are as blue. Oh my gosh. So we'll see how these motor mounts and trans mounts do on the track. I did buy the 034 street density trans mounts. They were like $35 plus the hardware, OEM hardware for the trans, and we're gonna probably put that in next time we have this car up on the lift. After this track day, I'm thinking I'm probably gonna do the oil again. Maybe, maybe not. I think it's a little unnecessary, but we'll see. Depends when the next track day is. I like to have fresh fluids for every track day. We have made it, Poconos. First time here for a track day. We've come here for car shows. Always pretty sick. And roll racing. All right, guys, we made it. We're in the paddock right now, checking out all the other cars. There's the Sunoco station. I'm gonna go check in and then take everything out of my car. And then we'll check out our tire pressures and should be good to go, honestly. All right, guys, we just got out of the classroom. Advance is going out right now. Someone brought a Formula car here. That's pretty sick. We got all the heavy hitters going out. AMG GTR, C8 Z06, C7 Z06, full bolt-ons. Got a Mach 1 over there. That's 2000 pretty fast. All right, guys, we just got done with our first heat, and it was just a practice lap, getting to know the track and seeing how the car is, testing the limits of the tires, the brakes, and just generally getting used to the car. I mean, that's my first time driving this car on the track, and I've only had it for 6 days. So you can imagine, I was all the way in the back of the run group, and we're gonna go out with the instructor now. So he's gonna show me the proper line, so that way for the rest of the day, I know what I'm actually doing. All right, so we just finished our second run of the day, and I actually had Rob, the lead instructor for today, sit with me. He didn't say anything at first, just so he can examine my driving line and my braking and acceleration. And honestly, he had nothing bad to say. He's like, oh, you've definitely done track days before. You're just figure out on the straight when you start to brake, kind of figure out, be consistent with where the braking zone should be, whether it's the third cone or the second cone. So I'm going to be more mindful about where I'm braking on that. But other than that, the car's feeling great. He says my line is great, and adjust my tire pressure a little bit, play around with that and see how it does, because I mean, we are pushing it to the limit and able to get the tires to squeal on some of those hairpin turns. But good. Thank you. Guys, it is literally monsooning right now. Holy crap. Look at this. Wild. So this is gonna be interesting, because you have to have the windows down on track. This is wild.
10-4, I appreciate you, Poconos. Thank you very much. Next Poconos station, we got cars on track, cars on track. Let it rip, man. Have fun.
Thank you. was good.
That was great.
Damn, I wanted to overtake him so bad.
Yeah, he was stopping you in the corners. He was braking all weird.
Oh, he's slow in the corners.
Yeah, he was braking so early.
He only has me on the top. So as for like upcoming mods, what I want to do after driving this car on the track, I do need to finalize my camera setup. So I guess as you can see, I kind of have it suctioned to the moonroof, which is kind of nice, having a moonroof there so I can put the camera right there. Otherwise, I would have had to put it on the back window and it would be a little too far. I got to play around with the exposure on that because I think I messed up and it was a little overblown. I have it tethered to the headrest, and maybe get a bucket seat in here, like a pole position. ABE would be good. I don't really need to change the wheel setup, but I would like to get newer tires once these are shot, and then we'll take a look at the brakes when we get home. Probably flush the fluids again, but I'm not burning any oil, luckily, and I don't smell any oil burning on the manifold, so I think my valve cover gaskets are still good, which is great. And we'll have to figure out if we want to do coilovers or just perhaps lowering springs. I like coilovers because you have the adjustable ride height, whereas the springs, you're still using the stock struts, and you don't have any height adjustability. So we might be getting some TE37s for this from my buddy Eric, who just bought an E92 that it's coming with a whole bunch of wheels, so he might sell me his TEs. And yeah, probably some cooling mods too. Got to do the oil cooler for the oil and the DCT, and maybe we'll do a radiator too. But I mean, oil temperatures are staying around 220, 230. Like, yeah, it's like in between the 210 and the middle dot, so it's probably like 220-ish, which is not too bad, not too hot at all.